It is the match to watch for. Everyone is looking forward to this. Two English giants, Man City and Chelsea. It is Pep Guardiola versus Thomas Tuchel in the UEFA Champions League finals. Sinchan, welcome to the show. Sinchan, how this match is going to be a game changing? Like it'll be like a very tight match, according to me. Fantasy picks are there. There's like two very very strong English teams. What are you expecting from this match?
Yeah, if you look at the recent record of both Chelsea and City, so City won the Premier League a lot early, and after that they have been a little off, like sometimes losing games here and there. But they did beat Everton 5-0 in the last game of the Premier League season, and that was a brilliant match. And for Chelsea, Chelsea have struggled a little, and they have in the Premier League they needed help from Tottenham to come into the fourth place, because if Tottenham did not win their last game against Leicester, Chelsea would have been out.
Yeah.
So that would have been a huge risk. But also I feel that if Chelsea would have been out in that case, then today's match would have been more interesting, because Chelsea would have fought for the Champions League medal, because that would mean they could play Champions League also next. So that way, I mean, that is the only thing.
Okay. For people who have joined us also, we will be providing a code at the end of this live session. So please stay tuned and get your fantasy teams. Sachin, let's get into a bit of the formation that the match is both teams are going to employ. Man City are obviously very strong in their attacking, and Chelsea have also proved to be a very dominant force with Timo Werner, Mason Mount, Hakim Ziyech, and who is your the goal scorers of this match? Who do you think they will be?
You can't directly just predict a goal scorer, because Champions League finals usually put up some random scorers here and there who ultimately win the match for you. Like in the Europa League, we saw that it was still predictable. Like Moreno and Cavani scored; they are the goal scorers. They scored, but here it might not be that simple. So, and if you look at the formations, for example, City, they are a bit, they tweak things here and there. That's how Pep Guardiola is. So the back four will be regular, like Walker, Stones, Ruben Diaz, and Cancelo in place of Mendy on the left. And then in the midfield, you have De Bruyne, Rodri, and Gundogan. But in attack, I am expecting Raheem Sterling to miss out this time, because he hasn't been in good form of late. So the left position might be taken up by Phil Foden. And Phil Foden has 3 goals and 3 assists in the Champions League. So Phil Foden will be a good, good pick, a good differential pick, because he's the young player. People might not usually go for him as captain or vice captain. So he might do well. And on the right, there will be Mahrez. Mahrez has been really good this season. Mahrez has 4 goals and 2 assists in the Champions League. And in the middle, I'm guessing they're going to go false 9. That is how Guardiola usually does in final games. If you remember correctly, when United and Barcelona met in the finals, which United lost, but Guardiola went with the false 9, which was Messi.
Yes.
So in this case, I'm guessing the false 9 might be a De Bruyne or a Bernardo Silva, but depending on that, because I'm not really seeing Aguero or Jesus starting for this match. So,
and
so coming to Chelsea, Chelsea will go for a more 3-4-2-1 approach, and they will have Azpilicueta, Silva, and Rudiger as the centre backs, with Kante and Jorginho in the middle, with Chilwell and Reece James on the full-back positions, as well as Ziyech, Mount, and Warner. But here there is something yet to be seen, that whether they play Warner or Giroud, because Giroud is a big game player, and Giroud has 6 goals this season in the Champions League, and he only played 8 matches. That also not from the start. So Timo Werner is fast. Timo Werner is good, but then again, Timo Werner is getting trapped offside a lot. So Timo Werner, his record is good. 4 goals, 3 assists is good. So he will probably start, but also keep an eye on Giroud, because Giroud might just come into play.
Yeah, Giroud is always He's been a phenomenal player in the finals of, like you mentioned. One notable, two players that like notably that could be in the side today also is Christian Pulisic. I think he's recovered pretty well. I think he's a good pick because he's a very fast. I think he'll give a lot of trouble to the Man City defenders. And at the same time, even Reece James, I think is a solid pick for Chelsea today because of his ability to take great corners and like free kicks. Not sure if he will take the free kicks in this match, but Reece James is also a good fantasy pick if you want assist or even a goal. What about like I know you mentioned a little bit about this, but what about your like captaincies? Who would you like give it to today?
So, like if you pick your captains and vice captains, so in this match, it's not as straightforward as it was in the Europa League, where you could just go with a Bruno Fernandes or a Cavani or something like that. It is because here, what you are looking at is mostly midfielders who are playing in attack. So
Yeah.
there will be a lot of like points for passes and through balls and assists. So
Yeah.
that way you keep in mind you would rather have Mason Mount or Kevin De Bruyne as a captain.
Okay. Kevin De Bruyne, obviously, one of Man City's greatest, like probably arguably one of the best midfielders in the world as well. He's had 7 matches, 3 goals and 4 assists in the Champions League this year, and solid pick. So we'll just play. I'm just trying to let's try and create a quick team for the users who are watching right now. Who would you pick as your goalkeeper? Would it be Mendy or Edison today?
Edison took the Golden Glove in the Premier League, so definitely Edison.
And when you have 4 defenders to choose from, so you have Walker, Stones, Diaz, maybe even Zinchenko, or would you pick like the Chelsea quartet of Thiago Silva, Rudiger,
So
Aspilicueta?
if you're going for 4 defenders, usually I don't suggest 4 defenders because I like to keep the midfield pack or
Right.
the attack pack. But that
Mhm.
way, yeah, if you're going for 4 defenders, then definitely pick the fullbacks from both sides: Reece James, Ben Chilwell, uh,
Mhm.
Kyle Walker, and Chancellor.
Okay. And when it comes to the say your midfielders, like you mentioned that you wanted to play 4 midfielders, who would your like ultimate players go? Because let's say Kevin De Bruyne is already a solid pick, and what about the
Yeah.
other 3?
Uh, from uh, from City, you take De Bruyne and Gundogan, and
Mhm.
from Chelsea, you take Mount and Ziyech. That way, like I'm not sure if Ziyech is going to play because it might
Mm.
be Pulisic also. So if
Yeah.
that is the case, keep an eye on the lineouts and then you pick whether Pulisic or Ziyech.
And obviously the forwards, like you mentioned, Giroud it could be a starter for this game. Timo
Yeah.
Werner has been unlucky this year. He's missed out on a lot of his goals has been like ruled offside. But he is a very strong pick, and I do believe that there is goals coming from him today. What about Riyad Mahrez?
Yeah, Riyad Mahrez has, if you look at it, he has got 4 goals and 2 assists in the Champions League. So that's a return of 0.50 goals per 90 minutes. But then, if you pick Riyad Mahrez, I am not sure. Riyad Mahrez is not exactly considered a forward. He might come
Yeah.
into the midfield pack. But if he is in the forward, do pick him and also keep Timo Werner. As well as I would suggest keep Aguero. This could be his last match for Man
Mm.
City, and Aguero will be looking to impress.
Yep, most definitely. For people who are still watching, this is the final, the epic showdown between 2 English giants in the UEFA Champions League final. These were our teams, and as promised, we have a code for this match. So when you're making your teams in your mega contest, enter the code UCL30 and avail a 30% discount on your entry fee. Just repeating, it's UCL30 and get 30% off in your mega contest for this epic match. Thank you, Sinchan, so much for joining us. Everyone who's still watching us, please stay home, stay safe, get vaccinated, and wishing you all the best.